So we're going to do some carving. So just sharpened my chisels, got my hammers ready, got myself a nice drink. We're carrying on with the Henderson's Relish project. Tonight we're going to get onto the small, really small little letters. Yeah, let's just keep going. So I'll flip the camera around. Hopefully you've got a good view. There we go. Give it a bit of a tweak while there's not too many of you watching. There we go. Yeah, let's do a bit of carving. As always, once you're on, you have to let me know what the audio's like, what the camera's like. This is the last of the bigger size letters for me. So we're moving on to the really small stuff tonight. So if you're new to the channel and you've not seen me doing this project, I'm using my 4mm chisel and my 600g dummy hammer. Just working around the outside of the letters. So there's a couple of styles when it comes to letter carving. Some people start from the middle. I like to start on the outside. Not on every stone, only certain stones. But majority of my lettering is done in this style. And I'm all self-taught. Yeah, some of these letters are going to be very small when we get in there. So I know there's a couple of the channel members missing tonight, so I know Brian sent me a message saying he's going to go and watch a play. So I think, did he say it was called 7 Drunken Nights, about the Dubliners? And then we've got another chap who's going to watch the mighty Chesterfield at Halifax. Same team as me. They could win promotion this evening, which would be nice. And then we've got another gentleman on the channel who's also sent me a message saying he's busy. But if you're on and you're watching, drop in and say hello. Any questions? It's always nice to hear from everybody. Let me know what you've been up to this week or today. I've been cutting back rhododendron, and straight away, as soon as you light that fire up on rhododendron, once you cut it back, you get it burning smelly stuff. Really, really smelly stuff. So I've got one more day of it this year, and then I'm done. And I'm not convinced I'm going to have another fire on the weekend. It's quite a popular site in Derbyshire. I don't want to run any risks of, after I've finished at the end of the day, people going back and starting the fire back up. So we'll not bother with that. Just going to move on to the bull nose for this S. Anyone been working on any stone projects this week? I've been making mini dry stone walls as well this week. Teaching people how to dry stone walls. So we had some trainee job interviews yesterday at work, and one of the projects were building mini dry stone walls. Nice project for the trainees all to work together and get a project, to achieve a project. Show their skills of them all working together, and show their people skills, chatting amongst it, how they follow the instructions. So we left them some paperwork with some instructions how to build a dry stone wall, and they did really well, really well. Well, someone's been working on a project, Henderson, a bird bath with some petals on and leaves. Nice. I'd love to see a picture of it. Made many a bird bath in my time, but I'd really like to see that. You should send it in. I did have a message, so maybe I'll start with an apology. So I've got a few messages to reply to on the channel. One subscriber yesterday was going out to get some stone, and then they're going to have their first go at carving. So I need to reply to that. We have a new channel member. Let's start again there. So I was concentrating on this. So we've got a new member to the channel. So their name will be coming up in green next time they're on. So we'll have a bit of a shout out to them on the community tab later. So I need to do that. They've sent me some questions. A few other people have been working on some stone projects and sent me a few questions. I am getting round to it. It's just been a busy week, but I really want to see this bird bath. So you can send them in. The channel has an email address. It's TheStoneRanger number 8 at gmail.com. Send them in. Let's see the pictures. See what we've all been working on. And if you're happy, I'll show the rest of the subscribers, rest of the community. It was a regular feature when just after Christmas, but people don't seem to have been doing many projects, so I'm not getting much stuff in. I've not been promoting it much, but I've not been getting loads through. Did get a message. Let me make sure it's not a. I know it's a work message. I thought it might be one of you guys sending me some pictures. Little update on the subscriber count. I'm struggling to talk properly tonight. I mean, I'm never the best at it, but tonight I feel like I've had a drink. I've never had too many cups of coffee. So the subscriber count is up to 4,783. So we're getting close. We're getting close to the 5,000. We're going up at least one every day, which is nice. So, Ender Tech says, what type of stone is this? This is Derbyshire Gritstone, really tight. It's called a gritstone, it's like a sandstone. It's a really tight grain. I've got a few pieces of this in my yard, and I've been saving them for a project like this. I've shaped it, cut it, shaped it. It's about 50mm. It comes off the Shepherd's Flats, the flat stone where it comes off on that clay layer. Really nice stuff. I polish it down on a 50 grit polishing pad on top to really make it nice and smooth to work on. Great stone. Love Derbyshire stone. I mean, there's some great stone out there. Some York stone's really nice. There's some lovely, lovely stone about. Some lovely limestone. I see a few videos of people carving shapes and stuff in the Maltese limestone. That's nice and soft. You can really move some material, and it's very nice on your tools. Some of the limestone we have in Derbyshire is not so nice on your tools. Some of the limestone gets the better of your tools. Anybody managed to get in their garden yet? Now is spring, it's on its way, the daffodils are out, there's all sorts coming to life. I've got some toad spawn in the pond. The newts are looking particularly fat. Some smooth newts. I've managed to cut the grass once. It's growing, it's just wet, so it's not easy when it's wet. But no, it's nice that spring is on its way. So Barry said it's been a beautiful day today. It's not been so beautiful for us. Sun came out end of the day, about 5 o'clock-ish. Some nice rays of sunshine. Rained all morning, got absolutely soaking wet. It was definitely a waterproof day working outside today. But it was mild. Barry's cut the grass, the birds have been singing. A magnificent day. I've got a couple of days off coming up. I'd like to get in the garden, but I'm actually travelling down country to Bury St Edmunds to do some family projects at my wife's grandma's property and go and see some family. Bridget, who is sometimes on the channel, and I'm hoping to keep bees later on in the year. Barry's showing off now. It's that hot in Ireland, his phone was overheating. Whereabouts in Ireland are you, Barry? My wife's father had a place until he passed away, maybe 2 years now, in County Clare. Yeah, so I'm going down country, and I'm hoping to keep bees later on this year. And rumour has it, Ken, a family member, has got some beehives for sale. So I'm going to want to talk to him about them. Really exciting. Ken knows his stuff about bees and honey. Ken's had that much honey to give him diabetes. Let's have a read of that. Oh, my sister used to live in Galway. Very nice. Works very fast, got to the box, collects grass. Yeah, I've been to Galway a couple of times. Yeah, my sister used to live there. She was in a bluegrass band, and she used to travel around a bit. I used to go to Dunmer East in Waterford. We used to have a week there every year and watch the Bluegrass Festival. My late father-in-law, his place was in County Clare next to Loch Graney. Is it Loch Graney? A barrel boat. And what you're going to do with the barrel boat? You're going to go fishing in the barrel boat? You're just going to go exploring? Just day trip? Got a little tip for us. Is it to put Henderson's relish on our cheese on toast? That is a good tip. That is a good tip. That's a really good tip. Let's have a look. Dunmore's a lovely place. I did go fishing in Dunmore, but I went fishing inland. I was fishing for roach and bream. I forget what the loch was called. Really nice, really pretty place. That is a great tip though. Going back to that, that's a really good tip. Another thing, so on the same lines of what Jim's give you that tip there, is that sometimes I use a piece of carpet on my stone if I've got it flat on the bench. And while you're at the kitchen shop, get some offcuts, go to the carpet shop and get some of them squares, them sample squares, what they're chucking out, and they're great for stacking stone between or putting it on your workbench. Good tip, Jim. Don't forget while you're on and Jim's giving his tips out to hit the like button. Like I say every week, YouTube like it when people hit that thumbs up and that like button. suppose I've still got family in Ireland, so my wife's stepmother, but they did get divorced, but she's still very much part of the family. Leslie, she lives in Ireland. Hopefully we're going to see her maybe later on this year or next year. Hopefully she's going to come and stay. Could you use granite to practice, as I say? Yeah, you could. It's tough. It's if you can carve granite, you're going to be fine with this. You'll fly through this or some of that really soft limestone. I wouldn't say it's the first choice to go to for practicing. Graham, who's quite often on the channel, he's just built a wall out of granite in his garden in Luxembourg. So no, it's not the best practicing stone in the world, but any stone is better than no stone. If it's all you can get your hands on, go for it. You can do some great stuff with granite. Apparently they use tools like yours to make the pyramids. I mean, with a 4mm chisel, it must have been a long old process. A long old process. The pictures I've seen of them making the pyramids, they're rolling big old pieces of stone with 100 men, if not more, with logs, getting them in place. What's this say? Can a laser do as good as job? A laser can do a better job than I'm doing now. I mean, you can't compete with a computer. What's consistent and perfect every time. There's no human error there. I suppose unless someone programs it wrong, or it malfunctions in a little way. But I mean, they'll do it a lot neater in the corners. It'll be neat. It'll be perfect. I mean, it'll be a different. It'll have a different feel. It'll feel too perfect. It'll have no imperfections. It'll have no chisel marks. So it's handmade. The shape of it is generally not V cut when it's a laser. It's more flat in the bottom, or if you get a diamond tool, it's flat. You're not getting that V shaped. But they can do a better job. But it's just it's different. It has a different feel. It's not got 8 hours of standing on YouTube talking to you guys about rhododendron or what I've had for my tea, or chisels and hammers and Ireland, Luxembourg, Celtic knots, all the things we randomly talk about on this channel. We've got a nice, we like a nice. Lasers don't normally go as deep as they do when you're hand carving, and even do CNC machines. A couple of reasons for that. It costs more, so they just can't scratch in the surface. The CNC tools are diamond tipped, they're expensive. The deeper they go, the more wear and tear on the machine, so they cost more. A lot quicker. Near where Jim lives. Jim's got some good stone available at the minute, so they've just demolished a church. Can you get your hands on some of that? Could you find a nice piece of the flooring and do some carvings on that? Really nice piece of all that history of people walking over it for all them years. It'll have seen funerals and weddings, christenings, fates. Some real history there. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel or you're just stumbling across it now, hit subscribe. Join the community, lovely community of people, all wanting to chat, all friendly. We're all wanting to learn from each other. There's over 180 videos now on the channel. That's me carving stuff like this. There's some beginners tutorials, there's some live videos you can look back on, there's dry stone walling videos to look at. The discount codes, don't forget the discount code. So you can get some hammers and chisels and stones from Tim at Southern Stone Limited. Great family business. If you're already a subscriber, send a link to your friends. Let's get to that 5,000 mark. If you want to become a member, you can become a channel member for 99p. That helps the channel grow. Not too much into promoting it. It's a free channel. All the information on this channel is free. It's every video is accessible to everybody. Discount codes is accessible to everybody. Anyone can reach out for some advice. I'll never turn them away. Sometimes it might take me a little bit longer than others to reply to. That's because I'm busy. Full-time job. I'm married with 4 kids. But I will get back to you. There is some channels out there that will charge you just for simple advice. That's never going to happen here. But there is a 99p membership package if you want to join, and it's simply to help the channel grow. There's a few little perks, not many, for your 99p, but it's to help the channel grow, buy better equipment over time we're saving up for. Sheffield's looking very small to carve in a minute. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at these messages. I'll just stop for a second. Church carved the cobbles. Stuff all crushed. Wow, that's terrible. That's definitely a shame. I subscribed. I'm also have a channel with audiobooks, with free audiobooks and videos. I'll have a look at your channel. I love an audiobook. I need tools for stone carving. Well, if you need tools, Barry, for stone carving, watch the video, Southern Stone Limited. You get a discount code. Just go on, pick what you want. You got stone, hammers, chisels, all sorts on there. And when you get to the end, enter the discount code, which you'll see on the video. Try to be crafty and put the discount code at the end, but you can fast forward. Do I do memorial engraving? Yeah, so I used to do lots. I used to do lots and lots of memorial stones. After COVID, I did quite a few. Well, say after COVID. There really ever an end to COVID, is there? Yeah, so doing lots of memorial stuff all over the world. Some of my memorial stones in Senegal, some lots in Derbyshire, Nottingham, Leicester, Oxford. Some pet memorials I've done, gone all over the world. What else do we got here? I sent 2 pictures over. One of them is the original I used as a reference. Great, we'll have a look at that. Like people sending messages in. If you don't know how to hit the thumbs up button on the page, then sometimes it can be on the front. If not, there's some little dots in the top corner. If you hit on that, you should have a drop down. You should be able to press like, which is always nice. Thanks for watching, Barry. Hopefully see you again. And I'll go and give your channel a little look and a subscribe. If you're still on, give me a little link. Drop a little link in the comments, or tell me what it's called. Plug your channel. We had another guy, Faces in Stone, put a little link out to plug his channel. It's really good. Really great channel. I was going to be really brave and go straight in for these earlier, but I thought I'd try and get my eye in a little bit on these slightly bigger ones. When you're doing it every day, it's not so bad, but I haven't done any carving since last Wednesday. Saying last week, when I've finished this, I like to make a little short just to put on YouTube, on our Facebook page, just all of our social medias really, just promoting the channel with a 30-second video of me carving this. But because this is a Sheffield based company, I always try and put a Sheffield based artist over the top, and I've been sticking with Arctic Monkeys for the last couple of weeks, but I wonder if I should have a change tonight. So some Joe Cocker, some Jarvis Cocker, didn't say Human Leaguer from Sheffield last night. I'm going to mention a Def Leppard. Nice to get to the 6 thumbs up. Not 6, so is it 4? Four thumbs up on there, which is nice. Oh, the A is going to be tricky. Yeah, the A is definitely going to be tricky, Joe. And the D. And the R. No, not the R. D. D. There is an R somewhere. The B. Be tricky. Another A. There's the R. Yeah, it's all going to be tricky. No, it makes complete sense. I know exactly what you mean. Could all go wrong. Great effort, thank you. That's nice. I've said it a few times on here, but I reckon we have the best subscriber community base out there. Everyone's so friendly and nice. I'm sure it'll not last forever, and we'll get some people coming on the channel. I think that's how it works when you're online and you're putting yourself out there. But everyone seems so lovely. Well, YouTube should really be pushing this. Well, I suppose YouTube promote what makes them money. And me carving in my shed at the bottom of the garden, I suppose YouTube don't feel it makes them any money. But I do agree with you. There's some. I watch some stuff on YouTube, and I can stumble across some lovely little channels. And I think that should be out there. We shouldn't be watching some of the garbage what gets promoted on my feed. And I just think, and then you look at how many subscribers and how many views and it's got. It's unbelievable. I mean, I take my hat off to them. They do a great job of what they're trying to do, but some great little channels out there what I really enjoy. I think that's where them thumbs up, when I say about if you stick me a thumbs up, it helps, because I think when YouTube see people doing that, and like you're doing now, chatting on the stream, and we get people watching and then they go and subscribe, I think that's what YouTube like, and I think the more people do that, the more YouTube are likely to promote this type of stuff. I like it when I get comments where people have stumbled across this little channel I'm on about this here, the TheStoneRanger little channel, and they've been inspired to have a go at carving, or they've said you make it feel like anybody can do it. I can just go out, I can buy some chisels, or I can use what I found around the house, and I can take up stone carving, which you can. I love seeing pictures of people where they say, stumbled across your channel and now I'm going to give it a go. Jim, was it you who was saying to me last week people are charging for advice? Should really change the weight of my hammer now at this point. Personally, I get tired of it after a few days doing it as a trade. Liam says it's looking great, and he should know because he lives in Sheffield. He should be putting Henderson's relish on his breakfast. Yeah, I thought it was you, Jim. It surprises me so much. After you made that comment, and I went off and had a look. Actually, there's a lot of people doing that, and not just for stonemasonry, for all different things. I like the YouTube channels. They're really nice little ones. I've been watching quite a little stuff about small holdings recently, so keeping bees, and I used to have some chickens and I miss a chicken, so I've been looking at some rare breed chickens and some goats. A little bit of football, and I take my daughter to ice hockey. That's why I wasn't around last Wednesday, so got a bit of ice hockey on the feed at the minute, which is it was nice last week. Probably told you on Thursday that they won the championship, Sheffield, so that was really nice to see. So it's on my feed. Bit of boxing after Anthony Joshua's win, but now some little channels, little beekeeping channels. My wife watches a little dog called Norbert on there. I think he's quite a big channel, but it's a cute little thing. I think if you ever stop learning, that's a bad day. It's a sad day, because we should be learning every day, whatever we're doing, even if we've done it for 7 years or 70 years. I love learning new stuff. So when we were doing these job interviews yesterday, this is on the learning theme, we did different scenarios, different groups within the Ranger. They're applying to be a trainee Ranger with us at work. And we were doing different scenarios with different groups. The some of the answers they give when you say, right, let's think about what the health and safety could be. Let's think about safeguarding. Let's think about what tools we'll need for this project. And they're looking at it from such a different angle to you. They come up with some great stuff. And you're learning there, because you look at it and think, that's brilliant. What you've come up with there is not quite right, but actually I can see where you're coming from, and you're learning and you're thinking about the way their brains computed that information and come up with that. I learned loads yesterday. The guy, Pete, running the interview process and doing the stuff, the actual formal interviews. I was just doing the practical bits with Rob. Pete's put so much effort into these interviews in the last few weeks. We had 122 applicants for one job and I think 80 for the other. And he's had to go through all them applications. He's had a little bit of help, but not loads. And he's done a great job. He's going on holiday at the end of the week, and he deserves it. One thing what I'm learning, while we're still on the learning conversation, learning to carve when there's a camera there, which changes your natural angle where you want to stand, can be quite difficult. So you have to change the angle. Then you can feel that. Changing angle, you feel it slightly on your back. See, I want to get in at a different angle now, but I just can't. Not unless we're moving the camera around, but we'll be okay. What's that say? Am I interested in historical or history much? The history of stonework. I'm interested in all history. I like all different histories. I'm not that knowledgeable on it all, but it really fascinates me. I've always thought to myself, so I struggled with school, so I'm dyslexic, so I was trying so hard just to try and just each day that the actual information wasn't going in, so I didn't get to really learn more about the subjects I were enjoying. I enjoyed like history, English. I mean, I did really enjoy English, but I really struggled with the dyslexia side of it. Maths wasn't too bad with the actual mathematics. The reading the questions was difficult. So I'd like to know more about history. I'd like to teach myself more, and I've always said I would when I get a bit of time, but I don't. But I do love history. I do listen to a few podcasts about history. There's a really great podcast series out there called Are You Dead to Me? Or You're Dead to Me. It's like 40 minutes of bits of history, which I really enjoy. Might have to just finish that when the angle's a bit nicer. It could, yeah, I mean, it could be a great video for my channel. Two things to, well, the first thing to point out is actually someone pointed out to me the other day. I'm not a, so it says, let's have a look, let's see what it says exactly. To understand the methods. We really appreciate being someone who is a professional at a trade. Not a professional anymore. Someone pointed this out to me the other day on the channel. I'm an amateur stone carver. I don't do it as a job. It's just a hobby in the shed, and I quite like it. At first I was a bit like, oh, but actually the more I think about it, I'll take it. Takes away a bit of the pressure. But that is something, yeah. Maybe I'll put a bit of thought into that. Maybe for next week, I shall try. See what information, drag up some books, drag up some podcasts. I'll brush up on it, and maybe we could have a chat about it next week. I mean, someone told me not too long ago, I say not too long, about 6 months ago, someone was talking about the pyramids to me, saying, how did they do that with the tools at the time? And he was convinced it was aliens. And I don't know enough to say who made them. But they're incredible. That's what I do know. They're absolutely incredible. I personally think, so I looked at some of the stonework in local to me, which is got some real good age on it. So they build these reservoirs, they build these dam walls, and the quality of them are unbelievable. And this is the same for the pyramids. They are so, the joints are so tightly done, and the quality of them is so good. With the tools at the time, I generally think with the tools we've got now and the way they work now, the way we work now, we would not be able to replicate them as good. We would not be able to make them, build them, carve them as good now, even with all our modern day stuff, because the craftsmanship is not the same now. They are so good. We'd be massively over budget. Well, there's cut corners, it'd be badly managed, it'd be rushed at places even though it'd be overrun. The quality of some of the stuff made, we just couldn't do it. Maybe we could build a miniature one. There's a castle in France. Did some volunteering in France. You probably heard me talk about it on the channel. I've been twice and I've got the option to go again this year if I want to in September. They're restoring it using traditional methods. It's taken a really, really long time, and they're really trying to do a good job of it, and they are doing a good job of it. But it shows how difficult and how skilled these guys were. Guys, girls, children. delicate tapping. There was a lot more people doing it, yeah. That's because a lot of people died doing it. But you think some of the machinery we've got now, I mean, how many people's job was just moving the stone rather than cutting it? I mean, we've got machinery to do all of that. We've got machinery cutting the blocks in the quarries, machinery swinging it into place. Should have asked Liam while he was on. He was telling me the other day he's thinking about buying a little pop-up greenhouse. I wonder if I just might. Well, there's not many of us. I'm not swinging. Change that angle for you. See if we can see that okay. To 6 thumbs up. Thank you everyone for that. What's the best light on this? Yeah, 6 thumbs up's really nice. Does that say 8 thumbs up? So I live next to the reservoir in Derbyshire called Ladybower Reservoir, and it's famous for Barnes Wallis and a bouncing ball. And a lot of the stone, what they built the reservoir with, comes from next to my office in Grindleford from a quarry called Ball Hill Quarry. I think it had it's 520 odd members of staff at its peak. They used to make millstones. They provided a lot of stone for projects all around the country, and they had a train line there. And the stone what come out of there, the size of it, the way they worked it and they moved it around, and the joints on them reservoirs, what are built in Bamford, are absolutely incredible. They're absolutely incredible. I'm not just saying it. If you ever get a chance to go and stand close to them, you should do it because it's breathtaking. You can see the notches in the stone, chiseled out, and they swing the stone around. There's all pictures kicking about of them with the little steam cranes. I'm actually going to be carving a stone, which is a bit of a memorial to the guys. He's replacing it as it's weathered. An organisation called CPRE got in touch. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Might put a bit of a question out on the channel later if any of you know about beekeeping, or any of you keep goats. Tips on chickens. I do like chickens. I've kept chickens up until last year, maybe the year before now actually. Well, there was a village in the bottom of them reservoirs, Jim, so they flooded a village called Ashupton. So they picked there. So I don't think they excavated a lot. I think it was flooding them out in the valley. I mean, they might have done bits here and there. Majority of the work was done for them. That's why they picked this location between Manchester and Sheffield. Trying to get a purchase on that. Can't get the angles right here. Yeah, there's been a few years. You could see part of it last year. There's been a few years now where it gets low and you can see the old properties laid out. People were taking stuff actually. When I was a kid, you could still see the church sticking out the top, and they had to blow it up. People were swimming out to it. It was getting dangerous. Yeah, there was a drought. Yeah, we had a drought. Well, it was just so hot at times. It was the water levels were so low, more than 5 years. Last year wasn't the worst, but it definitely got very low. And then some experts would say this will take 3 years to fill up. It's so low, and then the heavens open in July. It never stops, and it's filled up at Christmas. Really impressive, really impressive. So local one in the local village used to be a tin town down there. It was called Tin Town, and one of the old huts is in a local village. And then some of the old stone, what was from in Ashupton village, was bought out, and they rebuilt some of the houses. Really, really nice houses, really nice stone. Rebuilt them, and the accountant who was in charge of running the dam project used to live in there, or the foreman would live next door. They're just round the corner from me, next to the golf course. Seven thumbs up is great, really great. So everyone who stuck a thumbs up on there, if you're not watching still, you come back on later, or that's it. I appreciate your the thumbs up on the page. As I was saying to Jim earlier, that's what helps YouTube promote the channel. A lot of the guys were the Irish, so they built a little housing estate called Yorkshire Bridge, which is actually where I grew up. It was a family house, number 6. Yeah, the Irish lived there, and then the water board owned them, and the council, and then they sold them off to workers, and the council still own a few. Water board, some of the water board workers still live in them. But yeah, the Irish did so much of the work. But yeah, they were grafters. Some really great pictures. If you ever find yourself with 10-15 minutes on your hands, give it a Google and look at some of them pictures. Still a big Irish connection in the village. So I live in a village called Bamford, and there's still a big Irish connection there from when it's kind of stayed from the times when the guys were working. Well, and the families, the Irish families were here. So we get a pot. They could have come to Bamford, them guys, on that documentary you're talking about. It's a shame Brian's not on tonight. He's gone to watch one of the channel members. He's gone to watch a. He's got, what is it? I think 7. Did he say it was called 7 Drunken Nights? I'm sure it was. And it's a play about the Dubliners, the Irish band. But he knows a lot about the history of the local reservoirs here. He's a local chappie. He'd have liked that. He'd have been getting involved in this chit chat. We'll bring it up to him next week when we're potentially talking about the pyramids. Not sharpening the chisel much this evening, and we've not done a lot either, have we, really, when you think about we're not moving along. We're doing lots of little bits. You might be interested, James, so I rebuilt a mile of wall in there, a place called Hayfield, some years back now, probably. It's over 10 years, or around 10 years. And it was originally built by the Italian prisoners of war. And some of the little bits we would find in the bottom of these walls. And one thing that I found the most fascinating in the bottom were old boots. Really, really worn out boots. And you'd think to yourself, if these guys wearing the boots out, these prisoners wearing the boots out, and just chuck them in the bottom and then get a new pair. Some of the history in them boots. If them boots could talk, it'd be fantastic, some of the stuff. I wonder if there isn't a V-shaped tool for lettering, one you could scratch with. Oh, there might be. I've never seen one. You won't want to scratch very deep doing these letters. Very small, tappy letters. We had someone on the channel a few weeks back who just kept putting in the comments, tippy tappy tappy. Just questioning, I might just run the chisel through the sharpener. Through the sharpener, over the sharpener. Might just. I love metal detecting. I've not been for ages. Found some lovely old coins this year. No gold, but yeah, you would find some of them boots. Like you say, them boots last for ages. What's your favourite find metal detecting? I found a couple of pieces of silver what I've gifted to my wife and daughter, which is daughter wears a ring I found, and my wife I found like a bit of a pendant, and I bought a nice new chain for it and got it cleaned up, and she wears that. I think it's good look. And then a few other bits. I found a few bullets. Someone said one was a silver bullet actually. Found some old coins, nothing too old. Well, you're not far. You should venture a little bit further than Manchester. Get out into the Peak District. See if you can find some free permissions. What's the land? You're not far from me, really. If you're in Manchester, I'm over this other side of the snake, so we'll go metal detecting one day together. So I had a guy on YouTube, not spoke to him for a little bit, but he drove all the way from Newcastle to come and see me off YouTube. Really nice guy. Paul, he was called. Bought him a coffee, we had a chat for a couple of hours, and he got on his way. My wife was very worried about me that day. My football team are playing tonight. I was just looking at the time thinking, I wonder if they've kicked off, or they will have kicked off. I wonder what the score is. I don't have a metal detecting channel now. It's no, there is a local guy who has one. I like his metal detecting channel. No, I don't have one. I did start a fishing channel a few years back called Fishing Adventures on the Budget, with a couple of friends who I go fishing with. But I was the one doing the editing on the videos, and I didn't really have time to do it all. So that just fell by the wayside, but I will be doing some fishing this summer, so if I could get it to, I think, is it 100 subscribers you need, could resurrect it and just do a bit of live fishing. When I'm fishing, instead of making videos, just have it live. I go fishing on the Norfolk Broads every year. Just bump my head. Well, so it's neither of them. So I used to do a lot of carp fishing as a young man, and I got a little bit fed up with it. I can see why people enjoy it and go for them big fish, but I got a little bit fed up with the venue I was fishing at. It was very easy to catch carp, one after another, all of similar weight. Not massive, from £10 up to £18 was common, with a couple over 20. But I'm a coarse fisherman, so I like natural venues. I've got a mixture of fishing rather than a carp fisherman, or I don't dislike sea fishing, but I live in the middle of the country, so it's never really been too much of an option. I've been a few times. I had a terrible experience on a boat once. I mean, I still enjoyed it, but for the first 2 or 3 hours, yeah, I was questioning all sorts at Bridlington. But no, I'm a coarse fisherman, so I like catching roach and perch and tench, some river barbel. We have a list of all the native fish, and we're trying to tick them all off the list as we go along. There's no time limit on it. We did a few last year, a few to add to it this year. I think these letters are slightly bigger than them. If you're just nipping onto the channel and seeing this live feed, and YouTube's doing its thing and recommending it to people, all the millions and billions of people who watch YouTube on a daily basis, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's I say it again, I say it a lot, but over 180 videos on the channel learning how to carve, what tools you'll need, dry stone walling. There's even a few random challenges chucked in there where people have said, can you carve using an old rusty nail, or can you carve doing this, can you carve doing that, and I've given them a little go. So yeah, if you're new to the channel or you just stumbled across us, hit that subscribe button. If anyone's feeling really generous and they want to become a member, it's 99p, and we're saving up for a new camera. You don't get the whole 99p though, YouTube take their cut. Definitely little, these letters. Let's give that a little brush. So I'd like to think the top half's done, but it's not, because I know I've got to go around the whole thing and neaten it all up. But what we have done is made some good progress. We'll get the Turk's head on there. It's a bit more aggressive, isn't it? Give it a good scrub. So I think I'm coming to an end of the video for the evening. It's got some paperwork to do with the wife after this, so I get away a little bit early, which is nice. We've got that top piece done. Well, nearly done. I've got to neaten it all up, like I say. Oh no, actually we've got to put the circle in the middle of the... Got to put the circle in the middle of the bottle there. But no, thank you everyone who's watched this evening. Thank you, Jim, for all the comments. It's been nice chatting to you, really nice chatting to you. So yeah, I'm going to call it a night on the carving. That's an hour and a half done. We've made some really good progress there. Might see you different time through the sorry again. Might see you over the weekend or random times here and there. We'll see how things pan out. But if not, I'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.